Test, test, test. Ha, 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 ha. Can you hear me now, chat? Okay, sorry about that. Wow. Uh, in OBS, the audio source was set to disabled, which is actually a setting. Very crazy. I'm checking it back now. The mic auxiliary audio has a drop down. It was set. It's got disabled default headset microphone. It was set to disabled or unavailable, but it was in the drop down, so I had to reselect it. It was crazy. Like the game and everything knew it was here. Um, so yeah, I don't know what, and that may have switched back more recently because I did unplug it and plug it back in. That was the first thing I tried. Was okay. Let's plug in the replug in the headset. All right, let's try this for a third time, everybody. Ant, if you're still there lurking, thanks so much, buddy. Jenny, wow, welcome. Happy good evening to you. I don't know why this has switched out to a weird view either, but whatever. Let me just get that out of the way. Hopefully, we're going to keep going. Uh, keep working if I'm not scrutinizing it. Let's go back to game for a bit. All right, the game audio looks good. I look good. You guys can hear stuff like those blocks breaking. And Jenny indicated that that was already a thing. So, yeah, I'm going to keep me posted, though, guys. If you hear anything else go wacky, I don't know, man. Wacky seems to be the theme of the week here. Whew. Doing? Everybody good? All right. Yeah. We're starting back over with the declaration. I'm not sure how long we're going to get today. I am in kind of pre-holiday, just go crazy mode, getting stuff done, knocking things out. And in the midst of that, right now it's sounding pretty good, but my, like, nose and head have all been super congested, which I think I can very much account back for that windy night last Thursday after I'd been to a basketball game, came out, and the wind was just howling, and it proceeded to howl for the rest of that weekend. So, yeah, everything's been stirred. I'm a little congested, although it's not too bad at the moment. What it's really been getting me the last two nights, oof, you like lay down to go to sleep, and it's not even so much that I'm like feeling it or anything, but you can just tell, like, you wake up in the morning or after tossing and turning for a while, and the mouth and throat and all are dry because your nose airway isn't as clear as you'd like it to be. So it's been not ideal in that sense. I hope I didn't just break one there. Uh, but mainly the reason why I didn't go yesterday was I was out and about getting stuff done. Today, same thing. Kind of, I guess the biggest problem is I've been having so much trouble falling asleep that I then have slept in later after that in the day, and that's made me get started later or not stream at like an 8 a.m. and therefore get a later start on the possibility of streaming. And last night I just had too much other stuff kind of going on in the evening. A little bit of that going on tonight, but if the throat and everything holds out and I don't get sneezy or sniffly or anything like that, we'll probably hang out for a good little bit. Just do routine stuff like this and see if we can get going. Oh, Jenny, thank you so much, but it's honestly, it's not that bad, and it's nothing I don't, I know well enough. Like, okay, yeah, this is what you get when it's cool like that. It's windy and all that in the wintertime. It just kind of happens. You just notice it more when you're going to go on a camera, right, and talk to a bunch of people and not want to be coughing and hacking and all that kind of stuff. So I hope it holds up and we don't have an issue. But even if we're tip top and I don't have a problem, I'm not going to go super late because one thing, good sleep. Second thing, I've still got plenty of stuff to do around here this evening. So we'll do all that. That, again, will kind of be a caveat for tomorrow as well. Let's put it this way. I don't want to risk Stardew not being tip-top. So you guys will know right out of the gate. Whenever I tweet tomorrow, you're going to know if I'm, all right, let's go. It was a great night. We're starting early and we're Stardewing. You'll know in the tweet and we'll go. If it's anything less than that, then we're going to hold off and make that a little later. But here's my real concern. One of the many things that I've been working on and getting set up for my travel is it's booster time for me. It's actually way overdue for booster time for me. I kind of put it off because I'd had it in the spring. The COVIDs, don't recommend. Get your boosters. At least I recommend it. I'm no doctor though. But before air travel and stuff on the holidays, I want to have that in place. And I'd waited kind of until now because I've got this wedding trip coming up in the spring, and I didn't want to be on the back end of a booster cycle when I started traveling internationally. You just don't, like wintertime, let's all face it, flu, cold, anything like that. There's going to be more of that going around in the wintertime because everybody's in closed spaces and all that. So traveling at the holidays, I wanted it to be tip-top, and going into that international trip, I wanted to still have it be as effective as possible. So I kind of waited, like, okay, well, when can I get it that it'll be good to go for my travel, but still fairly potent. So I basically just held it off to the last minute. So tomorrow, because I found out, as much as they're like trying to recruit people to come get vaccines, now they won't let you do it without an appointment. Like I went to multiple different pharmacies, walked up to where they're like advertising, come in, get a vaccine. And they're like, oh, well, yeah. We don't have the staffing to do it when it's not the appointment hours, so you're gonna have to wait. I'm like, what? Like, seriously? There were just two different places I went to. The pharmacy had like garage door closed little there's nobody here working our pharmacy today. And there were some people like sat for appointments, and like one of them had a drive-through for people picking up prescriptions and stuff, but nobody like standing at the counter. I'm like, yeah, remember customer service? How that was a thing? Yeah, there you go, Jenny. That's exactly it. I don't want to be like super. I may be already, but I don't want to be super mouth breather while you guys are listening or anything like that. Sounds miserable, I'm sure. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Again, at the moment, it feels good. Just so many times, you guys are, well, Jenny, sadly, you've had to sit through it, but plenty of times, you come in and you're like, oh, I feel good, and then in just the act of talking, all of a sudden you loosen stuff up, it starts to clear, which is good, but it also doesn't sound very good. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are doing our favorite activity. But anyway, so I got my big vaccine booster appointment for tomorrow. And while I'm excited to have that back again and be good to go heading into the airport and all that, but I did double it up. A lot of years I don't get the flu vaccine. I'm not, through my work and all that, I'm not in a ton of contact with everybody, but I also, I don't know, you're going to visit older family members and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to pick that garbage up in an airport and then, hey, Merry Christmas, I'm just gift wrapping. Everybody's going to get sick from having seen me in the next couple weeks. So Yeah, we'll endure that, but I am a little concerned that on the heels of these stupid allergies, I'm gonna actually feel under the weather from getting the boosters. The first couple times I got the COVID stuff, the vaccines, nothing. Like I think one of the times I had a fever for like a night, and the worst part was like my armpit, the lymph nodes or whatever in your or the glands or whatever in your armpits can swell up, and they were so talking about like possible reactions and all that. I think it happened the second time, and it freaked me out because I hadn't heard any. I was like, dude, what? And sure enough, it's like 15% of people get swelling in their around their glands, their armpits or their throat, or whatever. I guess not your throat. I don't think anybody's had to worry about closing airways or anything, but the biggest factor for me there is one of the times, I can't remember if it was the last time or not, it swelled up so much that like holding my arm tight against my side got to be a deal, and that could be a problem playing games, right? Oh yeah, we did switch. Let's undo that. This is gonna be a bit tedious. Oh. All right, here we'll go down here. We'll just start from opposite ends. Deep Slate goes down there. That's the silk touched version. And then, did we set any of the? I can pull that. Let's put you guys, and we'll dump those couple for a second. Them in there. Now I'm all turned around. There's the stairs. Deep Slate, cobbled, and this is kind of pointless, but I just want to get these so that the incomplete bin is over here. And if we need these for more, expansion on the creeper farm or working on the farm upstairs with the tiled and all that, we'll pull out of there, move it forward, and eventually we'll fill in now that we're on Silk Touch mode from the Deep Slate side. Yeah, so we can expect, and tomorrow should be no problem. Tomorrow should be earlier, barring just a disaster of a night of sleep or anything like that. But I think I'll have earned good sleep after a little bit tossy and turny the last couple nights. But one advantage of tossing and turning is I actually got through the Wednesday series. And curious, I know we had some people hyping it up big. I'm curious how many folks have watched, and if they're fans, not fans, what's your takes? I really enjoyed it. I will say right now, unequivocally, it wasn't even a fair fight. 1899 to me and to my taste, way just different game, right? That's like my super wheelhouse. So if you're asking me to choose which of the two I would recommend higher, personally, 1899 is a slam dunk, but they're very much going to differ based on what you're looking for, right? You want that kind of comedic horror stuff? Yeah, that's definitely Wednesday, not 1899. You want a little teaser, and neither of them would I really say, at least for me, constitute full horror. There was none of it where I was like, oh my god, what's happening? But 1899 very much keeps you guessing and on the edge of your seat. You're talking Wednesday, I'm sure, right? Right? The piece where I can understand it being very mixed reviews, it's very much aimed at that kind of high school aged audience, perhaps. I mean, it's edgy. There's certainly a lot of PG-13 jokes, right? Like Thing is making a lot of finger gestures at the various people throughout, and there's it's kind of one of those that's like a lot of one of the characters, like one of her there's this, I don't even think you have any F's to give, right? Like who gives an F? And she's like, you don't even have any F's to give, right? It's a lot of that. They were alluding to far more to kind of that high school. Everybody knows what we're talking about here, but we're not going to get an MA rating on it. And in that sense, it was kind of refreshing, right? It was like, oh yeah, not everything has to have a bunch of naked people rolling around or running around or whatever, and it doesn't all have to be just over the top gore. And I guess you could take or leave the gore that's in there, but there's some gory stuff, but it's not like gritty graphic. How about that? But a lot of the storyline, yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, they're kind of tongue in cheek about it, literally. And man, what was that other show that I was talking about that was like that? Um, oh man, I just watched it before 1899. I can't even remember what it was. Uh, oh, what did they call themselves? Now I can't even remember what all they call themselves. He was like the witch, like the teenage witch dude, but he was the cursed son or whatever. Similar, very similar on that. Although this was more fun and lighthearted, and I think it just shows it has a ton more budget thrown at CGI and all that kind of stuff. So different there. But I just thought it was a good time, right? It's very light. I was literally like, fall asleep, sleep for a good 40 minutes or whatever, or a couple hours, wake up and realize a couple episodes or an episode had gone by, rewind, pick it back up again until I fell asleep again. It was that kind of stuff. Um, and it was perfect for that. 100%. And it was a little bit nostalgic. I won't say I was like glued to the Addams Family as a kid or anything like that, but you certainly got all the allusions and the references to the old TV show and good stuff around it. So I was pleased with it, impressed. All right, what do we want to do now? Um, I still think our next big focus is going to be storage, and I still really do think that probably it's this area that becomes our best storage area, possibly with the caveat that it goes that way and that way. But with our already having the wart farm in here, the two geode farms, because even this one that's above, we'll have to have like scaffolding and stuff to get up there. So I don't think we want to have a bunch of storage set up underneath it. So we can kind of take all this area and be like, yep, that's going to be anything else that we need to set up in terms of little space stuff to throw down in the basement in this base. Um, well, I don't know. Let's see here. Jungle. Yeah, I guess we go back far enough with the stairs that even if we were to put in a bubble elevator or something at some point to make it easily accessible, it wouldn't run into too much issue here. All right. We did have this slime up here. Remember? We still need slime. Slime. If we can get a slime out of this, I'd be so happy because that's what we need for fairy. to have a frog. We've talked about that. But this wasn't a long hallway or anything like that, so I don't know. Hey, the crystals like pretty things too. They can look pretty and like pretty at the same time. Um, I kind of I know there's not a lot of wind to it, but let's work on this. Let's get this geode cleared out. That seems like a very manageable project, right? I probably don't even need to be up here because the scaffolding are in our consumables box. Let's do our feet on those stairs. Clanky. Also, I will get these diamonds. In fact, let's just. Those diamonds are just collecting diamonds. All right. Man, we kind of need to go to the end. I've used up all our boxes, but one should really live down here just for easy access. Consumables with our scaffolding. So, uh, um, that didn't work out quite the way I planned, but all right, this is fine. So, question becomes, how high does it go? I guess like the access we had set up over there is probably the best way, but yeah, we're already clearly getting most of it. We'll try to have a little access around. Just some of these, like that calcite breaking as fast as it does, and the rest of it. We don't want to break the actual nodes like that one, right? So I'm trying to hug the edge a little bit here. And we'll try to just get this outer edge. Without expanding it all too much. Very difficult to see. Also don't want to fall through floor if it can be avoided. Alright. At least if we can get up here and start working our way back down again, then we don't have to worry as much about pointing back into the purple. The actual amethysty goodness. There's a big hole. Okay. Try not to fall. See how much of this we can clear. Before we break our own exit. Oh, and I should watch out for our stairs over here, too. Access. So we should maybe think about what would make a good wrapper, I guess, for this. Because just in clearing out these basalt and calcite blocks, we should have a pretty good cushion. You know, here's some of our top ones. We'll need enough to probably get up here. So we may need to take another layer. But what would be something that would look nice when we're down below looking up past the purple, or are up in it working around? So resiliency is kind of nice, right? You don't want to have to break it, or at least have something that doesn't break quickly with, right? Because we'll be using the fortune pick up here to get more shards. And I think, without knowing it, but my thought would be that wool might not be the worst. It gives us a huge range of colors. I thought I heard a slimy noise. Without having to worry about constantly having to fix it, right? That's the big risk there. If we make a bunch of holes, how do we... Come on. There we go. Guess we got one there. Very, very heavy music. Calcite is kind of the most valuable block up here. It's the basalt. We can actually get to this basalt from the nether basalt delta biomes. It's cooking it or something. It's, some kind of stone cutter or something mechanic to actually get those done. But we might have to come up with a plan for some of this stuff. I hope it all fits. That would be very nice. Good there. Should go around this edge. Yeah, there's one of those sounds that sounds very much like the slime taking off. This gets troubly. I don't like aiming at the amethyst. Although we have far more than enough amethyst. Right in these two, we can build purple. And somebody was all about the purple. Was that Omni? Or I think Fairy was all pink, black and black and white. Um, and we try to keep things mixed up, but I have said since it got introduced into the game, I love this purple stuff. It's cool. All right. Anything missed? And some of these, I know it's a little extra, but like I said, eventually we'll come back to pretty up the boundaries of this as well. Oh, glad that wasn't an. I would have been much more careful if that had been a generating node. Like that one down there. Oh, well, I hope you guys don't mind. This is nice chill for me. I can just kind of hang, chat with you guys a little bit, do some mindless Minecraft work instead of like the building and all that. It's awesome. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be any more mindless to sit and run the farm over with the creepers, but it's a little more. Okay, now I've got to fill that time. Now thoughts just kind of pop while you're running around, and these ding 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 wind chimey type sounds are fantastic. There's a little pitfall for us. Let's come around, get some of these goodies before they're all gone. Didn't realize we'd been quite so inattentive to that. We still got room. All right, now we can kind of start freeing the node blocks. To do their thing as we remove the I see one of you down there. It's not you, though. Little bit of attention being paid here. You should have a notepad and pen next to you to make a to-do list. You just making fun of my Dungeons of Dreadmore. I actually don't have the notepad and pen in here because ever since I moved to PC, we haven't done anything. I'm sure I could do. In fact, I have a desk drawer, so I have loads of pens, and I could probably find the scrap of paper. What do we need on the to-do list? Was there something I? Is that for like fairies, frogs, that kind of stuff? I thought I was showing how good I am at not forgetting the to-do items, Jenny. For instance, remembering to give Fairy his chicken. It's here. You guys are hearing that, right? That so is the sound of a slime. It's like that after bit. Uh-oh. Now what did I do? Doop, doop. Okay. Let's remove what we can here. It's definitely these basalts. It's that, like, dare I say, sticky sound? Let's get a light. You just mentioned something. See, I forgot already. Are you talking about like the ceiling and all that? I was trying to solicit subtly color advice or preferences or anybody. Got a couple people hanging out at this point. Anybody's always welcome. All decisions are not final until we've actually made them. And hey, then it's Minecraft. If we decide something looks hideous after we make it, we can always change. But yeah, if there's other stuff, I probably said something really awesome. No, I don't know. Oh, was it going to get more shulker or ender boxes? Might have been that because I did mention needing those. We will need more, and I could very easily craft them. Right, we basically have everything we need to get that done. But it's kind of one of those that seems stupid. If oh, okay, here comes maybe a sneeze. Hang on a second. I should be proactive here. I already know I've been sneezy. Hang on. Oh, let me find this. Hopefully, I don't screw up the audio. I'll be right back. Proactive tissue. Dun, 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 dun. No, see, I spared you that. There was no achus, and none of them aimed at any of chews. All right, let's go back up, maybe. Now, I guess we can make space while we know we have some clear shots here. All right, we'll leave it there for sure. This gravel is a good backstop. Some of those don't have good backstops though, right? Because if I hit this calcite and there's stuff beyond it, that's trouble. All right, I really do need to get back up top. Otherwise, that back edge is going to get tough to get to. Boop. Go drop. There. I should be just loading these into shulker boxes, right? Then I could take them upstairs to the double chest I have set up for them. Oh, Do 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 poop poop poop. All right, so some of this that I was worried about is actually pretty low by comparison. That's good. Ooh, got some bass going outside. Oh, I don't know. That one scares me. I hope I couldn't see it. I didn't realize I was hitting anything behind. Just trying to carefully get a few more of these out of the way. That. That will go. This is where it gets a little intriguing. Let's take down, oh crap. It was so nice and walkable. No more. All of this can go because this is the last side. All right, we'll leave that as our stairs up. I guess we had a torch on there? I think these give off some light by themselves. Well, maybe they don't, actually. Now I say it, I can't remember. And we'll do the same here where if we have just weird overhangy stuff, we'll just trim it back, not leave one block deep little shelves, but can't get everything. Oh. Good chance, though. Go pick up stuff before it all despawns. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so what we'll do is remove all this, so all of the facets, I think you can use that word there, of these node blocks can grow out. And all of these now have, some of those were buried completely. Others now have two or more extra sides that they can grow on. And what we'll do is usually within one or two, you try to find a spot where you can scaffold up to the highest level, and then you can kind of just jump your way down, and it usually works out pretty well. You can certainly hit snags, though, right? And so we'll probably have a couple of those little pillars around and get things going. But kind of weird. I don't think we just revealed some of these, did we? Or maybe we did. Oh, yeah, I guess we took down this whole section, so that's why these haven't grown yet, or grown much. But yeah, it becomes a little bit of reverse parkour, just hopping down to gather all of the things like that are just laying around. But yeah, it's just, it's a nice non-chaotic errand running breaking of blocks. Oh man, I am gonna fall apparently, but beyond that, back to our slimy sounds. Also, for the life of me, I can't believe we haven't had more slimes wandering around in our little area here. We know that they can show up there. Mm-hmm. And then we can do these. So it's not immediately obvious, but you can stand on any of the little crystals too. I guess the hitbox is increasingly small as we move around. Um, I'm gonna try. Okay. To kind of clear this whole area, at least to our accessible edge. Up. Okay. Before we go too crazy there, I don't need that anymore. Don't need those. These two are good. These two are good. Torch scared me a little. One there, there. Do I jump now? Or do I keep working? Ooh, here, we can do these. That. Uh. I dare you. Tell me it's not a slime sound. There. Uh. You're really concerned about the ceiling? See? I want you guys to rest easy. We're gonna make it beautiful. glorious even. Ah! All right. Is there anything else over here? I think we got to just push those up a little bit. Ooh. Might have been too early. What else can we reach up for here? Well, it better be beautiful because you've been wearing the ceiling as a hat. Oh. Wearing the ceiling hat? Probably. Hopefully not too often. We're going to have so much of this. Tinted glass. Oh, we can, if I can fit a big old butt up here. Oh, I should go. Let's go back around maybe. Plenty of space. Try not to fall. All right. Wearing the ceiling as a hat, huh? Double there. It's a whole layer gone. Keep feeling like I should see more of this stuff, but I guess just here. Huh? Oh. That's the fare thee well part of the scaffold access. There. There's the new access. Oh! And the hole. Ow! You're worried about what I'm going to be wearing on the ceiling. Worried about the floor, huh? Yeah, watch out for those. Steps are doozies. I don't know why. I'm troubling with this redstone. Other than it'll just be up in view. Eee. Eee. It's like a big old wall of them right there. Oh, scared. There. A little scalpel work here, right? Very careful. There. I guess any of those that are single blocks now can go too. Oh. Oh, thought that was all gone. Uh, you. No supporting columns. They're a waste of space. We can't have supporting columns. Well, someday. Oh. Uh huh. No, I just wanted to grab all this stuff. It wasn't me just totally falling off. It has done. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we need a shulker. What we really need is storage, and I haven't done anything about that in this little side stream project day. We'll get there though. All right. Did I miss any obvious ones? Still got our little holes issue there. Anything back this way? Those. Any more pieces floating? I'm back over here. It's just kind of fun to be able to jump around. I mean, like, who didn't want a jungle gym playground, something like this as a kid? God, I can feel it. I'm gonna try really hard not to be too sniffly as we go here, guys. Let's get something for light back from this side, and we should probably get you out of the way. Some of this tough. I think that'll have to get trimmed a little bit. But I don't mind having this whole open area be open, if that makes sense. Let's work on that a little bit right now. And that doesn't quite link up. Maybe trim down to something like this. Or just back here. I don't know. Okay. And there's you. I guess we gotta go here. These would all be one blockers. Okay. Then I think I wanted to like taper it a bit. I don't know if that'll just look one block thick, shouldn't be there kind of stuff, or if that'll help transition the rest. I guess we're I guess we're falling, huh? Oh. And then I fall off the scaffolding just by trying to go down it. Okay. All right, so it's a little dark. I think we need some lighting. We can do that with glow stones or some kind of extra lights. And that will definitely fit in with our whatever we do for access, scaffolding or something, up into the middle. But for now, it just gets to be pretty bigger area of our basement. It doesn't have this little sectioned off bit. And of course, with each of these, do we now want this little bit hanging out, or do we want to open up from the stairs and have all this ceiling nice? Hey, Omni! Hey, no problem, dude. Thanks so much for dropping by. I will definitely try to get some lurking in for you at some point here tonight. I've been just crazy pre-holidays and all that. Got a little allergies thing going. It's kind of stinky. I'm getting boosted tomorrow too. So I've been doing all that. Like I took yesterday, just trying to get stuff done and not wanting to do one of these later streams and like knowing, oh, you know what? I'm probably gonna feel like crap later in the week. That's stupid, but hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So tomorrow will probably be early, doing a little Stardew, assuming all is right in the world. If it's sniffly time and audio and all that kind of stuff, or voice quality issues, then we'll probably just do another Minecraft because we've only done like a stream's worth here in the last 2 days, 3 days at the moment. I think we only did like 2.5 hours before I just threw in the towel last time. So either way, I'll feel good about it that we're getting some content, even if that makes you guys wait an extra day for Stardew. I just don't want to. I don't want to go in and be like, I feel like and I'm trying to do Junimos or fill in a week's worth of. Well, here's my fear, right? Even if it was Junimos and it was like a bad luck day, whatever, right? We'll just kind of grind through it, and I would get through and be fine. If it was Junimo Awesome Luck Day, and I felt like, oh, I just got, just had a reaction to the vaccine stuff and not feeling good, that would be a huge letdown bummer because I would feel like we're wasting a chance that I'm not on my best edge. And even worse, I think, at this point, it really hit me in that last stream of Stardew. If we played through another full week, right, and didn't get the challenge and just had kind of a throwaway week and I was feeling low, I would totally feel like now we're losing big chunks of what time we have left to kind of enjoy and feel and be a part of the world. And if I'm just mailing it in, that would stink for me. So I don't want to do that. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm not quite ready to wrap up for today. I guess you did. You were off cowering in the corner waiting for columns to be erected, and Omni got in and out. I guess I don't know. I was saying hey, and I think he was already back out. So if you're still here, Omni, Jenny says hi. If not, I told him I'd try to lurk. So I will relay any greetings that you got. All right, back to the. Is it time? Does anybody know what the chunk boundary shower thing is? Hang on. Oh, you got to dig. Sometimes those get buried in the bottom of the closet. Minecraft show chunk borders. First search. To turn on chunk borders, F3G. That's all I needed. All right, so these are chunks, right? We talk about chunks all the time. Jenny, getting that you may already know, getting your oh, wow, okay, getting your education on. I think this is our slime chunk. If I don't know that, but if I had to guess, I'd say that this is the chunk where our slimes are spawning. So, to give them maximum spawnability, I think we're gonna make this be our first row of storage, and then we'll expand. It can go that way. It can go that way. And we may start up another. In fact, I think we probably should. We'll start up another one back under here where this boundary is. And again, we're going to have lots of space in between these. If one of these is a spawn chunk for a slime, I'm guessing it will just look for available blocks. If like I don't know how the calculations work. Chonks? Chonk, chonk, chonk. If it, if the slimes work the way I kind of guess they would, but I don't know this for certain. The slime, should I make a slime calculation happens first, and it goes, hey, should I make a slime in this slime chunk on this particular tick? And if it decides it should, then I think it goes and checks in the chunk for a available spot to put it. And we'll have lots because we would have some shelving units here on this boundary, kind of, and some over here on this boundary, more centered on it. So that will leave these next chunks free as well. I think this is going to actually set up pretty darn well. So I'm glad I looked. All right, F3 and G. That's one for the notepad, although I'd never have a page of a notepad again for that. F3G. All right. The very first thing that we need, and we've already got some, before we go on into setting up and making this a big boy world, we got to get the floor uniformed. All right, all this stuff that would look terrible, and we'll probably lay some carpet or something eventually, make it look nice and keep other mobs from spawning. But for now, we deep slate. We got loads of it. And sure. She goes too. Boom, boom, boom. The trick here and the pain in the butt is you got to put everything on the ground block, not on the other blocks around. Otherwise, they orient differently and look like crap in the floor. Like if we do that. See? Different. Totally annoying long term. Because it'll always look just slightly wrong. Took me a good while to figure that one out. And I was worried there for a second. We were getting the lag back. I haven't noticed it today, so hopefully we're all good. All we got to do is avoid the torch posts. It doesn't matter which way you're facing, fortunately. As long as you hit this one, you can aim anyway, and they will lay down as we need them to. Get a couple. How many trees? We might have to go treeing because we used up all our trees, right? Or all our logs. Hip. Out of the hole. Go on. Dang it. See? That's how they get you. And you. You. So where I should probably be using the offhand, but yeah, whatever. All right, we'll have more floor cleaning to do. I guess we got to get this section. I don't want to do. Believe it or not, I really prefer not to do more of this than I have to. Best is when you get in your own way trying to set the blocks. So, Jenny, I haven't asked, how's the Pokemon been? Still going strong? Or is it one of those like, okay, yeah, it's kind of novelty is fading? Just curious. Tell you guys, last weekend, I think it was like Friday or Saturday. It was actually Omni inspired it with a comment. We were getting the salmon or something like that to do the cats maybe, and Omni was in here and he was like, "Oh, this totally reminds me of Subnautica," and I actually own that game on Steam, so I had installed it. I think it's part of why I needed that reboot the other day because I'd had it running and then didn't reboot after, and I think it's one of the most intense graphic games I own. So uh, just good practice before streaming to get all that released. But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Subnautica over the weekend. I haven't in a few days now, but it was really fun. I got back into it, and it's amazing how quick it comes back. But that's a game I 100%, as much as I love it, not going to stream it. It's one of those where, personally, I think the first time playthrough is is so like can be so genuine, and after that, you just kind of I don't know why I'm doing this, except that it's by these boxes, and I looked at it. But really, we can get to the building bit here, get some storage going, right? We've been complaining about it for so long. But what was I going to say? I think Subnautica, it's an amazing game, and that's why I went ahead and reinstalled it and started playing again, because it's been years, and yeah, it really is fun. I definitely recommend it. But there's a lot of it in there that's like kind of a first time playthrough reveals and stuff that I don't know. I don't. You guys can feel free to outvote me, but if I did ever play it, it would be like in a year. I already told Omni. I was like, hey, he was like, oh, I'd love to play that for my channel. Like, go ahead and do it because I've got two games on tap. I intermixed with Stardew and this, so I don't think we'd be in any great hurry to get to Subnautica. But yeah, let me know if you guys all have favorable impressions of that or not. I think it's so much fun, and it's so much fun on a good a good PC. Um, like all the fishing and all that kind of stuff is way, 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 way easier. I think compared to how I was playing it years ago when it came out. Like I can't catch up to these fish. Up, 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 up. All right. Uh, oh, we got some cobblestone. No real smooth stone, but we got some gravel. I know where that goes. We've got. Let's put these here. Diamond, lapis, redstone, gold. Hmm. Did I move this stuff? It's not going to matter too much because we're going to come right back to it. What did I do with it? Oh, crap. I don't really think it's in any of those. I really kind of thought it was in here, but we made that gunpowder and calcite, so it's got to be one of these top ones. Oh, no. There we go. Let's go to sleep, man. Yeah, I hear them walking around. They're scaring me. I don't want monsters. Ooh, look at those debug messages. There we go. There's our first sleep of the day of the stream. Hope I sleep tonight. Would really like to, have one of those close your eyes and wake up when it's time to wake up instead of wake up and go, oh, well, now I got like 3 hours. What am I going to do? And I'm wide awake. take some good decongestant or something and go out. All right. Next up, we do not have nearly. Oh crap. It's obsidian around Eyes of Ender. Man, I don't want to make. First of all, what did we do with that obsidian? Is it in the? It's in the box that's downstairs. We gotta go down and get the box. No, I guess we'll get this box. I don't need the axe is fun. I don't need the consumables box that's down there. I just need to be able to get an empty shellclear box if we even want to put extra trees in there, which we probably don't. I know we talked about going to get jungle trees next, but I don't know. This seems close and easy. Pretty easy. We just got to spiral up the pine trees too. If we get to the top of a big one around, we can do the whole little bounce around and chop down through the pine trees. So trees! You guys thought we were going to spend the whole day in the basement. Oh. Uh-oh. What are you doing with your gold helmet? Alright, go read. Get educated. I do love having the beginnings of a little portal network like this, being able to shoot out and fox! Oh, I love their sounds. I was like, what was that? That's a fox. I know that sound. So we're gonna keep working in this direction. I think we've got. Well, we'll just cut around the outside. I don't want to have to go do a big caving expedition just to get the logs that we already cut. Right. All right. Hopefully this won't be too quick, or hopefully this won't be too quick. Hopefully this won't take too long, is what I meant to say. And we will be ready to rock once again. Yeah, we're still good, right? With old Silky here, sometimes, well, not so much the silk as the, ow. See, I think here we can then save a bunch of time. By only having to climb half of these trees, right? Yeah, it was really over. We were close. Now we get to get dizzy. Pillagers? Oh, I didn't leave the consumables box, so now I don't have buckets or milk. I don't think we'll see any villagers, though. I mean, as long as I don't take the wrong turn. Okay, now where did I climb up here? Over here? I kind of gotta... I gotta go get rid of all this tea I've been drinking. I'll be right back. All right, and we are back and hopefully producing audio. That's right. The tea release. Well, part of the reason why it took a little bit longer to go is I decided, um, having said that I didn't sleep the best the last couple nights, maybe, just maybe, it would be a good idea to switch to water instead of tea. So that was why I had to be on a little bit longer. Why? Oh, this is still the one. Ow. Didn't really hurt, but ow, I fell off the steps. Almost there. Come on. Dude. Well, this is going well. I'll get it sorted right before we get to the ground. It's a neat little start. Hi, Foxy. I shouldn't be doing this. It was just very tempting. I was wondering if it was going to curve back around to where those zombies were. Didn't. Oh, I'm really kind of wondering is, do we have enough time to get another big tree? Let's keep going in the direction of our exploration path. At least as far as, is this a big tree? I don't think we need all those leaf logs. This one looks kind of short. So we will get it. Anybody around that remembers what we did for colors and stuff on our storage last time around? I think the world it's slow cooker. I'm pretty sure was the one that we kind of left off, where it was the YouTube only world, and I kind of just got into streaming and kind of left it. The one with the big red barn and everything. I think that was pretty much natural wood, but I thought I'd done at least another starter storage since, and I can't remember what we ended up using on that. Just kind of shave this back towards our starting point. Don't want it to get too open, I guess. If that makes sense. I want a big, nice, wide pathway where we're not going to be tempted to fall into the ravine there. That's a big tree. Oh, this is kind of keeping going. Guess we'll get you too, big tree. Wouldn't be any fun if we didn't push daylight. Oops. Now, this we gotta get rid of because placed leaf blocks do not decay. I don't want that one left sitting up out in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't sound very good. Okay. That seems like plenty for a good start, right? Clip a little bit of that. And hey, we're that much... Ooh, there's an extra block. We're that much further out into the unknown going south, right? That's good. That's not our stairs. There's our stairs. That wasn't too bad. Kind of loud. Not gonna lie. Build up a little appetite here. All right, so we will quickly try to knock out the beginnings of our storage. And likely then call it good, because I kind of feel like I gotta stay ahead of this thing, like not just stupidly wreck my voice. Hey, buddy. See you there. Yeah, yeah, hiding among the vines. Where are you going? Oh, you know what else I watched? Man, I totally forgot. I watched this like straight up middle of the night, woke up, and I was like, no. And I actually moved to the couch, got my blankie and wrapped up in it, and I decided to watch Bullet Train. Wow, that was entertaining as heck. Didn't help me fall asleep. Probably not the best choice, but definitely enjoyed. Um, Bullet Train, very good. Here, take you. Perfect. I want to make a new crafting table for downstairs. All right. So we're going to. What should we do for the interior parts? They don't have to be particularly decorative. Um, it's just going to be visible from between the chests, right? So I don't want it to look like garbage. Um, we can do purple. We're gonna have purple. Right then, purple it is. So maybe we go one, two, three, four, purple, and I think two of the torches. Torches won't be forever, I don't think, but they're great markers for now, right? That's why I tried to keep this 7 by 7. Yeah, so we got three to either side, and that's why I think we'll still have plenty of room for slimies to pop up. So then we would come over here. One, two, three, four. Oops. Um, I kind of like the threes. So I think, even though this is going to be annoying for me for a second, I think we'll go to these torches. And we'll make lighting edge panel whatever's on each of the torch lines. So we'll have 7 by 3, 21 double chests per section with some dividers. And Jenny, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm sorry this wasn't terribly exciting or entertaining or anything like that, but man, I felt awful not getting a stream in yesterday. I kind of felt I kind of alluded to the fact I knew it was going to have to happen. Um, but I'll hope to be back on a bit more daytimey ish for you tomorrow, and for the rest of the folks, yeah, sometime in the AM Mountain Time, and probably closer to 8 than noon. What exactly that means as a falling target, I'm not sure, but yeah, I got to get things wrapped up so that I can go get my little booster taken care of and all the rest of it in the afternoon. So yeah, we'll go from there. Well, awesome. Sleep well. Have a wonderful night, Jenny, and we'll look forward to seeing you at some point in the future soon. Hope stay well, and yeah, holiday madness can ensue. All right. So, next up, before we even have to worry about anything else, let's get the unused. Oh, I did put. I guess maybe I should pull this out then. At some point, it will just kind of develop naturally that we'll have a whole little area. All right. They do go quick when they're chests like this. All right, and then it doesn't terribly matter how we do this, but we're gonna leave gaps. At the torches. Oh my goodness. Okay. Torch. Oh. Wow. Think we're going to need more trees. But this will kind of give you, those of you guys who haven't seen our particular flavor of storage, this will give you a pretty good taste of what we've got coming. And then, who knows, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple days, we'll come back and do big old, go hit trees big time. And fully get these couple of sections of storage going, which will be nice. This will take all that pressure off the upstairs, and we can just have little like, oh yeah, this is temporary, and if it overfills when we just dump coming back from an adventure, then we'll make a couple trips up and down the stairs and call it good. So these guys, I should really now make a outside decision. No, it's good. I think we can go there. And it's musical while we work, which is nice. Ding, ding, ding. Bye, Jenny. If I missed you there in the final goodbye, sorry about that. All right. So then we're basically just going to use two more of these. And load out our section. And this is probably where we'll run out of juice, box-wise or chest-wise, but... Did I already reload my stack? Or is this it, or do we have a few more to go at least? Yikes. Couple more at least. There. 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 I don't know. I'm tempted to just do the inner edge so that we can then hang everything and finish the outer area, but oh well. So we got that. Then I'm thinking instead of calcite, because I think we tried doing something similar and we used calcite and it didn't work out very well at all because we were always so low on it. But we have quartz. And I'm just looking for steppable blocks we can put in the middle. Actually, kind of. Where did we do? Man, we mined a bunch of sandstone for stuff. Remember that? There were people that were in on. What world was that? Oh, maybe that was the one. Was that the one where the creeper, charge creeper, blew up? I don't even. No. I have a. Did I pick up the stone cutter from over there and bring it up to the sleep? First of all, we're gonna sleep, and then we're gonna go. Might be me, Ant. Hey, how you doing? I know you totally missed me last time. I kind of got the allergies and all that going, but I'm not sure. It was totally not known in the deal. Now, at least I see that it's still pumping out audio, which is good. But yeah, it was weird. As a source, it was unavailable in OBS, even though my headset was working fine and it knew it there. It just I had to go in and reselect it. Oh well, I don't know. This one's been a mess the whole time, and I was sorry. Sorry I didn't talk to you directly last time, Ant. If I don't know if you've been lurking and listening at all or not, but yeah, it was a mess. So I saw your message there earlier. I appreciated you coming by. It was so much fun seeing you live the other day. So yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to spend too much time because we're about to wrap up. I'm trying to save a little bit of the voice, just because I've been draining and a little bit of coughing and all that. I feel good, but don't want to make it worse. So. But yeah, it's far from ideal. Come on, get in there. Come on. Where did I move this one to? Did I take this one up to the creeper farm? Shoot. If so, what did I do with the other one? Don't I have 2 stone cutters? And that is... I know the game audio is relatively up at the moment. That's fine. I'm okay with that. but those portals they're the only thing that sounds like, okay, way too much. Dude. Dude! How did you get me over the edge? Oh my god. Alright, jerks. What the... Dude! First of all, holy crap. What is that noise? Alright, wow, let's let ourselves think. Then... Alright, up. Is that my... Oh, no, I got blocks. Alright. Come on, back up to the surface. Wow. Now, did the other ones jump in? I should have eaten another apple first. Oh, wow. You coming after me? How did they knock me over the edge here is what I want to know. Unless maybe I tried to bounce and run and they got me then. That could have been. Because I would have turned and tried to like sprint away to get a little separation, draw my bow. But that's what happened. I don't think they can pop you up over a 1 block high wall though. Dude! Enough with the crazy noises. Stonecutter. Alright, while we're here, real quick. Get a little bit of repair on. Those were probably the leftovers from the last one. He knew. He's like, I'm out. I'm out. I guess while we're here, we could make some of the quartz stairs that I was thinking about using. Do 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 do. So they're the ones that were in there were probably the ones that had already fallen. But then it has to start respawning them to fall back down and refill the trap. Skash! Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I saw at some point I opened up Twitch over the last couple days. Was that yesterday? I don't know when that was. But I saw you. I saw you had messages. And if it was based off a schedule or anything like that, sorry about that. I did try to tweet out that I wasn't going to make it yesterday. So apologies. I think that was when I saw it, in fact. I think you'd already been in and left that chat message. So apologies, dude. Sorry I missed you. Thanks so much for trying to stop by. Just pre-holiday craziness. And gearing up for all the travel and holidays, little presents here and there, just to take care of business stuff before the end of the month gets real crazy. So, Well, hey, I appreciate your understanding, man. I felt bad I missed out on guys, but I'm glad to get to say hi to a few folks here tonight. We're going to be pretty quick. Actually, going to kind of wrap up, and we just come here for the stone cutter. I wanted to test a look for our storage and see, we kind of let it start to soak a little bit. And I figured, oh, we're here anyway. Let's get some gunpowder. Oh, but as I said at the beginning of the stream, this is the one thing I really didn't want to just sit around and have to come up with filler chat while we were waiting. You found that you had OBS muted. Dude, OBS, don't even start with OBS for me today. I don't know if they did like an update or something like that. It has been an absolute disaster for me today. It didn't recognize that my headset, which is both my speakers and my mic, was active. It was like, cannot find or activate the device, but I was getting the game audio through my headphones in the same unit perfectly fine. So yeah, I heard from others at the beginning of the stream, oh, your audio's not there. And I hadn't touched anything, so I don't know how that got weird. But the game seems to be running very smooth. Last time around, we were having some lag and all that. And I was happy to find that, yeah, with a good cleansing reboot after playing some other games and doing some installs and stuff, seems good now. From a game perspective, but yeah, you couldn't hear your own notifications. That's messed up. How weird, dude. Help me out, like your in-stream notifications, like a follower notification, or like a Twitch go live notification. Are you saying like OBS hijacked those and was like, oh, if you're not actively, even if it's just open in the background, but if you have that muted for your desktop, you don't hear anything? Oh, in-stream. Okay, that part at least makes sense. I was like, dude, if you're not getting Twitch notifications because of something you did in-stream for OBS, that would have been not good. Really, really not good. Almost there. We did a bunch of mining and stuff today. Cleared out an amethyst geode. Got a lot of our deep slate cleared out in the basement and started laying down storage. We're going to have to, next stream, whenever we do our next Minecraft, whether that's tomorrow, maybe Stardew, it'll probably be earlier U.S. time. So, like, honestly, like 14 hours at any point after that, it could be go time. I've got a little allergy thing going on, and I feel good, but I'm worried about the voice. If that's not good to go when I wake up in the morning, and I'm not 100%, let's do it. I may just come back here and leave Stardew for a day just to see how everything's going to play out. I want to make sure that we get that our Stardews are good, right? I'm feeling it a little bit. We've got 7 more weeks in year 5, and I don't want to... Yeah, I was afraid that was going to be too close. I don't want to end up with it not being Junimo carts or being a really lucky Junimo cart day and not either having a voice halfway through or anything like that. I want it to be good. So, we'll see. See how that plays out. Almost there. Oh, I'm looking at the sword. Where is it? There it is. 240 left. Got that. I definitely went a little overzealous on the kitties. Honestly, I don't know. I'm still a little tempted to crank this up another few levels, but we won't do that for a while. We'll see what we end up doing from an XP perspective. If we just keep it mixed up and maybe do the Enderman stuff, or if we kind of go mid-range and... Oh, you're so close now. All right, that's good enough. All right, we got the stone cutter. That was what we were here for. And we got lots of repair. So how you been, Skash? Life treating you good, man? And hope the channel's doing awesome. As I was saying, I haven't been like since Saturday. I don't think I've spent much browsing time on Twitch at all. So hopefully getting back to that a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely been a nope. Get away from the computer. You got too much to do right now. All right, let's. I won't worry about frames or anything yet. Let's just go. Let go set up. Good. Super busy, and the allergy thing stinks, but I'm sure it hasn't been any kind of news over on your side of the world. But the university that I went to, they have been terrible since I went there a long time ago. At the American football, and they've had a couple moments of glory, sort of glory. And when I was there, they were one of the top in the whole country, and so it's been tough. Like, dude, we shouldn't be as bad as we've been for so long. And everybody's kind of like, dude, this is never going to change. The whole thing has gotten more businessy in the last 2 years. Huge changes. Players can now have like a transfer portal, so they can move from school to school much more easily. There's player compensation now, which had been a massive massive sticking point or kind of contention, I guess, point of contention for some of these dudes. So I don't know. We were like, oh, well, we're never going to be good again. Like we're missing the most important years, and then they just went out and got a former professional player who's been coaching for just a little bit, and he's like instantly, he's been there on the job since this weekend, and he's already started pulling in like the top guys in the country, going, I want to come play there. You got a spot for me? So that's been wild, like on the news and all that kind of stuff, people talking about it. But yeah, otherwise life has been just holiday craziness, pre-holiday craziness, which is fun. I get into it, but right now it's still kind of make sure I'm ready for the travel side of things and all that. So just feels like extra errands at the moment. Yeah, I think I don't know if we're gonna want to go all white or purple white there, but then we'll fill this in and have our storage looking good. It's just gonna take so much wood. That was 6.5 stacks of logs, and we've got this one to go, that one to go, and that'll get us very comfortably going. But we'll want to be able to either do an opposite one down this way. The stairs obviously are going to be a little bit in the way, and then we can take those further or put in other rows to the side, whatever we decide to lay out. We figured with this big farm, crystal area, why not use some of the purple, right? Share someone's ban list. Have you been having trouble with people? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, if you got common viewers, I'm a little blessed. I haven't had to have any of that stuff around here. You guys are so good to me and make it so comfortable. And usually with just a warning or two, people understand. It's just getting to know what is and isn't. But I mean, frankly, still at this point, I don't want to ban anybody. I want people to be able to come and hang out. And unless you're just truly trying to be here to be a troll or just be a nuisance or are so over the top on, like, I'm going to talk about this nonstop and I've got this point to make and it doesn't fit with what we're doing. And at that point, I'm still just going to chill, not ban. Yeah, no, that does make sense. It's a pretty good way to network that back and forth. Yeah, oh, absolutely, Skash. You are right. You do not want. There's a lot of stuff that, and that was what I was trying to explain one of the times. Is there's TOS stuff that Twitch doesn't care about the. Well, I mean, they'll go ban the individual users, but they're just gonna, make another burner account. They don't care. There's no lasting repercussions. But all the work you put into growing your channel, if they shut you down for violating TOS because of what your chat's doing, that's not good. So, well, my friend, it is awesome catching up with you. I am gonna wind it down here, though. I'm so sorry to be wrapping up as you got here, but actually, I'm pretty happy. I went pretty much an hour and a half longer than I really expected I would. We actually got a lot done. I'm pretty happy. This whole extra thing is back a full row. All of that got cleared out, so now these can grow. And we went and got some lumber and kind of got an idea to start laying out our storage. So we'll knock that out in whenever our next Minecraft stream is. It was super quick. We went and chopped trees for like 10 minutes and had enough to do that. So we'll go make a more concerted effort over there. Get all this set and prettied up and marked so that then we can not be crushed by our inventory. When all of a sudden we start bringing back gunpowder and it's like, oh, what are we going to do with this? Or the amethyst crystals and that kind of stuff. It's no fun. So, yeah, there we go. Relative to a lot, and Twitch is somewhat victim of having grown quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot more people using the platform, a lot more. But you talk to people that existed in the space, and it wasn't me. I was just a consumer, not a creator at the time. But you talk to some of those people before Twitch was a player, and it was pretty much just YouTube. That was basically what you had to work with. And they're endlessly grateful to how good Twitch has been. And of course, the little folks like us, we're not going to feel that, right? We're not driving the revenue. They can't allocate the resources. It's not daycare. It's not a social service. They're out here to make money, so they're going to kowtow and kind of coddle the big boys that are pulling eyeballs into the platform and all that. We just hope to do our little bit. And hey, Twitch, I want to do my bit for you guys. Help me. No, we're fine. I'm just so happy to find you guys and have you hanging out and get to do this. Even when life is crazy and busy, take a couple of hours out just to chill and know that there's a few guys that just want to come in and chat while we're doing it. So, Skash, have a great day. And I hope if you're streaming, it goes fantastic as well. I will check because he said he was in here earlier and said he was going to go, and he's not. So yeah, we'll just wind it up. Go find a little channel out there. Somebody that doesn't have a ton of folks hanging. And hey, watch some Minecraft, watch some Stardew, find your favorite game, and then find a little streamer that doesn't have a bunch of people. Go make their day. Be a non-bot and a non-toxic person chatting in their chat. They'll love you for it. All right, guys. That's going to do it. We'll see you at some point tomorrow, probably early in the U.S. time zones. Look for the tweets, and we'll find out together what we're playing. All right. That's going to do it. Take care. Stay awesome. Thanks so much, chat. VOD viewers, you guys rock too. Take care.